people starting to think that Jay-Z is going broke. And here's why. This is a video of the current CEO of Roc Nation talking about how they might be having to file for bankruptcy.
It's like why she mixes things, she figures things out. So we have our own little products that she's been feeding for years. We all know she has all this colored hair that she wears wigs a lot to protect her hair. But, you know, she wanted to keep our hair healthy.
I grew up in a hair salon. My mom owned a hair salon. I grew up with every type of Black woman, from lawyers to doctors, to teachers, to the everyday Black woman, to the side chick.
Solange is heated right now, and this ain't about some random shade or petty drama. It's deep, personal, and all in the family. Word is, Jay-Z's allegedly trying to muscle his way into Beyoncé's new company, Cécred, and Solange isn't letting that slide. She's said to be absolutely livid about it, while Tina Knowles is throwing subtle jabs online, and fans swear this could explode into a full-on Carter-Knowles showdown. But that's not even the wildest part. Folks online are whispering that Jay's sudden interest in Cécred might be because his own empire is starting to crack. Remember, this man just took out a massive $58 million second mortgage on his Bel Air mansion, and everyone's asking, why would a billionaire need that kind of loan? The math ain't mathin', and let's not act brand new. Jay and Diddy's past business links are looking way more suspicious now that both of them are catching heat. Now that Sean Combs caught up in all those explosive lawsuits, Jay-Z's been moving real quiet, a little too quiet. He hasn't said a single word, not a peep. People are saying he's been backing away fast, trying to stay far from that chaos. But here's where it gets sketchy. Some fans think those old ties to Diddy might be why Jay's own money moves ain't hitting like they used to. The rumor's simple but wild. While Jay's out here juggling debts and ducking Diddy's fallout, he might be scheming to slide into Beyoncé's company just to keep that billionaire boss image alive. And if that's true, best believe Solange and Miss Tina are ready to expose everything. Before we even break down Cécred, we gotta face the obvious. Jay-Z and Diddy weren't just industry friends. They were business twins. Liquor deals, flashy parties, over-the-top flexing, you name it. Jay had Doucet and Ace of Spades. Diddy had Ciroc. And together, they ran the luxury scene. And for proof, just peep those old pics of Jay and Diddy side by side at that so-called billionaires brunch.
2020, y'all.
Yeah.
And it's different than when it was 2016. You know, the game has been elevated. As we can tell, there's no expense being spared. We had a Black billionaires lunch.
Yeah.
You understand?
Right.
And we here together, and we gonna keep staying together. We getting tighter. You know what I'm saying? And united we stand. And ain't nothing else.
Right.
To us.
Black excellence.
Fast forward to now, and the whole vibe has flipped completely. Sean Combs caught in one of the wildest scandals hip-hop's ever seen. Lawsuits piling up, raids left and right, and accusations hitting from every angle. It's chaos out here. And what's Jay-Z doing? Total silence. Not a single word, no statement, no defense, not even a shady post. Even 50 Cent couldn't resist jumping in to clown the situation. But Jay, he stayed ghost.
Surprised by the allegations, as surprised as everyone else is. Like, I didn't make the allegations. I didn't tell people to say these things. It comes out, I see it in the news like everyone else. But I did feel uncomfortable with the way you represent the idea of going to these projects.
To come party with me.
Yeah. And then that swayed me away from it. Just that long.
That silence from Jay-Z. It's screaming louder than any statement he could have made. Because when you've been tied up in business with someone like Diddy, the last thing you want is that spotlight swinging your way. Fans online are already piecing things together, saying Jay's staying quiet to protect himself, his name, his brand, and especially that billionaire bag he loves to flex. And let's keep it real, the timing looks terrible. Just when people started wondering why Jay was moving like a ghost, boom, that story about his Bel Air mansion mortgage dropped. That's when the money talk really took over the internet. Folks started asking all the right questions. If Jay-Z's sitting on billions, why is he taking out a second mortgage just to keep a house? Something's not adding up. Back in April 2025, reports confirmed that Jay and Beyoncé took out a second loan on their Bel Air estate. And it wasn't chump change either. We're talking a whopping $58 million, pushing their total debt on that place past $110 million. Fans instantly started side-eyeing that move, and the comments were wild. Just listen to how people were already calling out that suspicious Bel Air mortgage.
So, Jay-Z and Beyoncé took out a $57 million loan on their Bel Air mansion. And people are curious as to why they would make that move and saying that, oh, I knew they were broke and stuff like that.
Officially, Jay-Z's team is calling that massive mortgage move strategic. The public story is that he and Beyoncé just wanted to free up some cash for new investments, which sounds fine on paper, but let's be honest, fans weren't buying that for a second. The online chatter flipped quick. People started asking, hold up, why does a billionaire need a loan? Why not just drop the cash? That's when the whispers about Jay being secretly broke started catching fire. And truthfully, this isn't the first time his business moves have made folks raise an eyebrow. From Roc-aware to Tidal, not every Jay-Z venture has stayed on top. When you really start peeling back the layers of his so-called billion-dollar empire, the cracks start showing fast. Nobody can deny Jay built one of the wildest business runs hip-hop's ever seen. He went from selling CDs out of his car to owning stakes in liquor, sports, and tech companies. On paper, it screams billionaire boss energy. But when you zoom in closer, some of those wins don't shine quite as bright anymore. Let's rewind a bit. Back in the 90s, Jay co-founded Rockefeller Records, and that move changed the culture forever. Then came Roc-aware in 1999. It was massive in its prime, dominating the streets and the charts. But by 2007, Jay sold it off for about $204 million, and the hype died down faster than anyone expected. And just to jog your memory on how it all started, here's Jay himself explaining how Rockefeller even came to life.
We were forced in the beginning. I wish I could say we were geniuses and said we're going to start our own company. You know, in the beginning, we went to every single label and every single label shut their door on us. The genius thing that we did was we didn't give up. We didn't say, because these guys, you know, we use that what do they know approach. You know, we didn't give up at that point. I think that would, you know, that was the genius thing we did. We started selling our own CDs and we built our own buzz, and then the record company came back to us. So now we had a different negotiation.
Fast forward to 2008, that's when Jay-Z dropped his biggest power move yet, Roc Nation, his crown jewel. That company flipped the whole game, expanding into artist management, publishing, and even Roc Nation Sports, where he started signing major names like Kevin Durant. It was his true, I'm a boss now era, no question about it. Then in 2015, Jay doubled down with another bold play, buying Tidal, his so-called artist-owned answer to Spotify. And let's not forget his liquor empire. Ace of Spades Champagne and Douce Cognac kept him shining in the luxury lane for years. But even that's getting messy now, with reports of behind-the-scenes legal battles with Bacardi over control and ownership. Still, Jay kept flexing that mogul energy every chance he got. Just listen to how he hyped up that new partnership.
Why Moet?
Yeah, you know, they just was aligned in our thinking and thoughts and, you know, the way they care about products and creating products. You know, when we built Armand from the ground up, you know, we wanted to do things right. The integrity of it had to be right. The soil, of course, it had to be in Champagne because it can't be called champagne unless it's from the region.
On top of all that, Jay even jumped into the venture capital game with Marcy Venture Partners, his big investment firm. He threw money into everything from Uber to luxury cannabis brands like Monogram, serious boss moves. But here's the catch. None of those investments are exactly hitting their peak anymore. things are looking a little shaky.
Jay-Z is Silicon Valley's latest venture capitalist. Business Insider is reporting that Jay is expanding his business to the world of startup investments by launching his own venture capital firm. Paperwork filed to the state of California last month reveals that Sean Carter is creating a fund called Marcy Venture Partners with the help of Roc Nation's president Jay Brown and Walden Venture Capital's managing director Lawrence Market.
So yeah, Jay-Z's got the resume of a full-blown mogul, no doubt about that. But when you really zoom in, the picture ain't as glossy as it looks. A bunch of his ventures have either been sold off, slowed down, or gotten tangled up in legal mess. And that's exactly why some folks believe Cécred isn't just Beyoncé's project anymore. Rumor is, Jay's circling it like it's his next big lifeline. That's where Cécred steps in. Because while Jay's business game might be looking shaky, Beyoncé's out here building something brand new and completely her own. She's taking control, period. And if you want to see just how serious she is about this move, check out Beyoncé herself proudly showing off Cécred during her wash day.
I do use a tiny bit of moisture seal before flat ironing. The stigma and misconception is that people that wear wigs don't have long and healthy hair. That's some bullshit, because it ain't nobody business. I'll get back to my hair. I like to blow dry my hair on medium heat because I try to stay away from as much heat as possible and using the old school press and comb. I've chosen color over perms or relaxers.
And of course, it's not just Bey running the show. Tina Knowles is right there beside her as the vice chairwoman, keeping the whole thing grounded in the family's rich salon legacy. It's personal for them. What really seals the deal is Tina herself stepping in and explaining exactly why Cécred exists and how it connects straight back to their roots. The same salon culture that started it all.
So we have our own little products that she's been feeding for years. We'll know she has all this colored hair that she wears wigs a lot to protect her hair. But, you know, she wanted to keep her hair healthy. And this girl will put some salon in her head. I'm like, how are you doing that? You just been wearing for 2 days. But she will do it, and she'll cut her hair. She'll do all this crazy stuff to it, but she keeps her hair healthy. Yeah.
Even Solange has her fingerprints on this. Not in the boardroom, but through the heart of the inspiration. Remember, both she and Beyoncé literally grew up inside Tina's salon in Houston, soaking up that energy, that creativity, that whole vibe. That space built who they are today. Their style, their confidence, their artistry. So Cécred isn't just a brand. It's a tribute to their family's heritage and hustle.
My mom owned a hair salon. I grew up with every type of Black woman, from lawyers to doctors to teachers to the everyday Black woman to the side chick to, you know, you name it. And
Right.
These women were my aunties, they were my teachers, they were the reflections of everything that I wanted to be as a woman.
And that's exactly why the idea of Jay-Z allegedly trying to sneak in and grab control of this is setting off alarms everywhere. This isn't Roc Nation, and it's definitely not Tidal. This is different. This is something Beyoncé and her family built from the ground up, rooted in legacy, love, and generations of hustle. To Solange, it's not just business, it's sacred. And let's be honest, Solange and Jay-Z's tension didn't just pop up yesterday. Everyone remembers that legendary night in 2014 after the Met Gala, the elevator, the security cameras, the chaos. Solange went full big sister mode on Jay while Beyoncé stood there calm, like she'd seen this movie before. That clip turned into one of the most iconic and talked about celebrity moments of the entire decade. You don't even need a refresher. But just in case, here's that infamous Met Gala elevator video that had the whole world buzzing. And sure, they all tried to play it cool afterward, but come on. That elevator moment told the world everything. There's been real tension simmering beneath the surface for years. Solange wasn't scared to check Jay-Z back then, and she's allegedly not scared to check him now. So when whispers started flying that Jay might be trying to slide into Cécred, fans didn't hesitate to connect the dots. Of course Solange would lose it. It's giving total deja vu, only this time, the fight isn't in an elevator, it's in the boardroom. And word is, Solange isn't backing down one bit. She's heated, she's calling it out, and she's making it clear that Cécred is off limits. This is family territory, and she's not letting anyone cross that line. And let's not act surprised. Solange raging at Jay-Z feels familiar, because Tina Knowles allegedly throwing shade at him isn't new either. This wouldn't even be the first time she's done it. Fans have been pointing out little signs for years. Case in point, back in late 2024, out of nowhere, Tina's Instagram account got caught liking a post that mentioned the serious allegations linked to Jay-Z. Fans instantly noticed and started talking, saying Tina was finally letting her real feelings slip. The internet went wild the second that like popped up. Everyone was screaming shade. Tina Knowles tried to clean it up fast, claiming she got hacked and insisting she doesn't play when it comes to her family. But let's be real, a lot of people weren't buying it. Fans still believe it was her subtle way of sending a message before quickly pulling it back to keep things calm. And then came her own words. During her On the Run Through with Vogue podcast appearance, Tina laughed about always messing up on social media and even admitted she ignores Jay-Z's advice sometimes. She said, he'll tell her, if you're gonna read somebody, at least spell your words right. That might have sounded playful, but fans caught the tone. They saw it as Tina gently clapping back, showing she's not about to let Jay control her voice. Subtle shade, but shade all the same. And don't forget her memoir, Matriarch. In it, Tina spilled on Beyoncé and Jay's early dating days. And let's just say, it wasn't painted as some fairy tale love story. She even mentioned another man being in the picture and hinted that things were complicated. Fans took that as a not-so-quiet reminder that Jay wasn't always the clear pick. So now, when people claim Tina's shading Jay about Cécred, it totally tracks. She's never gone full scorched earth on him, but the little hints, the likes, and the oops, did I say too much? Moments all stack up to one thing. Tina's clearly not Jay-Z's biggest fan. And if Solange and Tina are already side-eyeing Jay-Z like this, the real question is, where does that leave Beyoncé? Because while Solange is allegedly raging and Tina's dropping her trademark shade, Bey's out here doing what she does best, staying silent, smiling for the cameras, and acting like everything's picture perfect. But deep down, that silence speaks volumes. On one side, she's got her husband, a man known for turning everything he touches into part of his empire. On the other side, her sister and her mom are basically shouting, "Not this time." It's a full-on family standoff brewing behind the glam. And honestly, if Tina and Solange are already this fired up, it feels like it's just a matter of time before things spill into something way messier. Because let's be real, protecting Cécred isn't just about the money, it's about legacy. It's pride, independence, and Beyoncé proving that she doesn't need Jay's hand on every single thing she builds. And if Jay really does try to slide into Cécred, that's not just business, that's crossing a family line that might never be forgiven. So, what do you think? Is Jay-Z really trying to take over Beyoncé's new empire, or is everyone just reaching? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, share this video, and make sure to subscribe. See you on the next one.